What is up, the world? It is your friendly neighbor Rocky Mountain Antelope here today, showing you how to beat Tier 3 Master Mode Old One's Army and how to destroy Betsy. So make sure to probably watch the entire video because there's a lot of small tips in this that are really crucial and add up to fixing this, and I've reshot this so many times. You can see all the relics. So I've really perfected the strategy, so I'd appreciate if you could watch the full thing and maybe leave a like if I'm helpful to you. And let's get right into the tutorial. So the first thing I want to talk about is weapon setup. You're going to want a good whip. So this is for Summoner class. I don't know if it's possible by any other class, but you're going to want like the Morning Star. Then also the Lightning Arrest Staff. And then a good minion, either the Desert Tiger or the Lunar Saucer Staff. Either of those are great. And then really the piece of resistance for this all is going to be the Frost Hydra Staff. And you're going to be thinking, I don't want to grind for that. It's very hard. It's this, but it's really a game changer. And why I call it the piece of resistance is, I know you're thinking it's probably cringe. It's actually great because it allows you to start the event off with 6 sentries. I'm certain it's been buffed. It's so much greater now. And then also, why it's so important is starting the event with 6 sentries will minimize the damage taken to your crystal. And the Frost Hydra is pretty good at taking out the kamikaze, weird dragon flyer dude things that dive at the crystal. And so this will help you maximize the health of your crystal. And that's important because this strategy is this fight, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be abusing Betsy's mechanics and her weakness of altitude, where it's like if you fly straight up, Betsy has a very hard time hitting you. And so you want maximum defense on the crystal while you're gone. And having the Frost Hydra Staff is really important. And then it's also just like a fantastic sentry too to have. And so it's like, why not take 6 extra sentries? I mean, that's so important in the beginning. All right, so I know acquiring this thing is a super arduous process, so I kind of wanted to show a little bit of how you want to get it. You're not going to want to just do it out in the open. You're really going to want to create a farm. You'll see I have 2 in my inventory, and creating like a frozen farm is really important, and I'm going to show a picture of how to do it right now. You'll want it 180 blocks wide and then 100 tall, and then you'll see 100 blocks tall in the center of it, 50 blocks. There's a platform across that's 180 blocks wide. I'll show a picture of it right now, and after a couple hours you'll get this thing. You'll see I'm in it right now. You need 1,500 blocks to simulate the ice biome, but I have 2 frozen keys in my inventory, so this really isn't bad. I'll write this all on an image. So then also, having the Rod of Discord is helpful, but it's not necessary at all. So then for the other part of the setup, where you're going to want to rock the Shinobi Dark Artist Armor, as it's really helpful for the lightning aura, and it gives our whip massive damage. So in addition, you also want an infinite flight mount. I'd recommend the broom. It's dropped from the Pumpkin Moon, from the Morningwood dudes. They're pretty easy to beat, and the broom's like one of the best mounts in the game, so get it for this. It's necessary actually, unless you want to use like the Simply Truffle, but I'm not sure if that's as good. So then for the accessories you're going to want to rock, the Pygmy Necklace for an extra minion, Master Ninja Gear for the epic dodging, the Worm Scarf, the Squire Shield, a good set of wings, and the Starville and Frostbark boots are better. And then for the buffs I'd recommend milkshakes. You'll have them if you built the frozen key farm anyway, so it's like, why not? Or you could use bacon or anything with major improvements. Then you'll also want flasks of ichor. Go by the imbuing station from the Witch Doctor. 2 flasks of ichor and a bottle of water will allow you to craft them. Then also having an iron skin and regeneration potions. are great, and then greater healing also. And then this is optional, but I'd strongly recommend also bringing life force and endurance. And then also to beat this too, you'll want a good arena. You'll want it to be 100 blocks on each side, and you'll want it to have heart lanterns, sunflowers, campfires, and then also from the floor of the arena, which I'd build out of asphalt if I was you, I'd have a platform 15 blocks in the sky. And that'll be super helpful. And then I'd recommend having a bewitching table so you can have the extra minion. And a ward table. These will allow you to get those extra buffs, and extra minion for your lunar staff or your desert tiger, and then an extra sentry. And then really make sure you have the platform too, and make sure it's 15 blocks above. That's it. So unfortunately that wasn't it. Make sure you add a spawn point, and you'll see I had one there previously. Alright, so and we are back, and now that you've got the setup going, let's dive right into the boss fight. Sorry, I can't do this live because I accidentally recorded this with a water microphone that sounded like it was run through a waterfall coming from a submarine. So first things first, I quick buffed. You might not want to do that. You might want to wait until wave 4, or you can buff in the beginning if you really want to. And then you're going to want to immediately place down your 6 Frost Hydra Staffs. You'll see I'm doing this in double speed. It would just take a while to do otherwise. And you'll see that's good placement for the rod. The second one I did is really bad placement because it doesn't cover as much surface area. You want to cover as much surface area as possible. And the entire time you just want to be running back and forth. Just running back and forth. And it's really helpful to have it made out of asphalt and having that second platform so you can just go and use your whip to just do massive amounts of crowd control. Also, you want to go back and forth so you can stop the crystal from getting hit, because really the main thing that this strategy relies on is being able to take Betsy up into the sky and fight her up there while the crystal is defended by the Frost Hydras and the staffs. And it's going to take damage. That will happen near the end. I mean, when you're down here, it's pretty easy to minimize the damage. But eventually, it's going to get hit, so you want its health as high as possible for when you take Betsy into the sky. So, you're just going to want to run back and forth. The whip isn't that good at single target, but you'll see, like, with the Ichor Infliction and just how whips are themselves, you're able to do that really good crowd control, which is really what this event's like all about for the most part. So yeah, just want to go back and forth, keep placing the lightning ores, try and get it balanced on each side. Like, I don't think it's good to focus on one side. I think it's good to split it up in between and just keep going back and forth and hitting. Having Master Ninja Gear is really helpful. I'm trying to think if there's any other tips I have. I don't know. Ogres, watch out for the attacks. Like, try and stay, like, almost behind them. You'll see I'm in front of them. That's kind of a bad thing to do. Watch out for the things they throw at you. Those will take you out and do a lot of damage. Anything else? Make sure you collect the Ethereal mana. I mean, that's a given, to be honest. I mean, that sounds stupid what I'm saying. But really make sure you're collecting it and really trying hard to place all of it, because every piece of health counts and every little bit of damage counts. And you'll see it's almost, I think, the end of Wave 6. The reason why you're going to want to have the platform is you can place your two things right, two crystal staffs there, or like the bulbs, and then they'll defend from the dragon thing. So you'll see that Betsy's weakness is really like altitude. You'll see I'll get hit sometimes, but when I fly up, she's pretty easy to dodge, because a lot of her attacks go side to side, and you can kind of just dodge, like go to the left, go to the right, or like go to the north left, go to the north right. I mean, wait, north left. Yeah. No, that'd be northeast, or go to the northwest. You'll see I kind of do that. And then a lot of times falling is helpful, and then just flying back up into the sky. And make sure you have your desert tiger summoned. I didn't summon my minion until you'll see later in this tutorial. I might have not. I'll have to include that. Make sure you summon your minion in the beginning. But yeah, you'll see we use altitude as the weakness. Sometimes you can go down, collect some hearts. It's good to normally just fly up, and then you're going to see I make the mistake sometimes of going too high up. You don't want to go in space because you fly really slowly and you fall not that fast. But yeah, you're just going to keep dashing and then going back and forth, and that'll get it. Yeah. Memorize her attack patterns, dash, just fly up, and that's it. Now you've beat Betsy. Congratulations.